Do any of you guys remember this guy? Well, he's at it again. It seems that his ignorance has no limits. So here's what he's talking about now.
The Quran will be put on trial if found guilty. The Quran will be punished. The Quran will either be drowned, the Quran will be burned, the Quran will be shredded, or the Quran will face a firing squad. So with this, we are challenging the Muslims that if the Quran is really a book of peace, then come on March the 20th and prove to us that it's a book of peace. If not, then it is the violent, destructive book that we claim it is.
Cool, let's do that. A trial. All right. Quran, gonna put you on trial. And you are being accused by a guy who thumps this book. Okay? So this book is allegedly supposed to be better than this one. No violence, all sorts of violence. Cool. Let's check that out. Let's investigate those claims. All right, Quran, you are on trial. Now, as any trial goes, each person, and yes, the Bible, it's going up too. It's going up too because the guy who thumps this book, it's up. I mean, look, if he's saying that the Quran needs to be burned for teaching violence and destruction and all that, well then, okay, you only are coming up with that because apparently this book says completely different. So this book is going to go on trial too. And we're going to see. Let's look at that. Now, first thing in any court case is the people have to state their name for the court. They have to state their name for the records. All right? So let's see. The Quran. Who are you? And where'd you come from? Let's look at that. Let's check it out. So, Allah, most gracious, God, it is He who has taught the Quran. Okay, there's an answer. There's an answer to our question. Okay, now, Bible, would you go ahead and state your name for the record, please? And who wrote you? Where'd you come from? 66 books, and that's all you got? Come on. The Catholic version, 73 books, that's all you got? Come on, surely out of all those books, there has to be at least one verse of introduction, at least similar to what the Quran stated. This is a trial now. Nighttime sounds are not an answer. So, I mean, this is about to be declared a mistrial. But to be, give you a hearing, to give the Bible a hearing, let's just ask Google real quick. We'll type it in here. Who wrote the Bible? Okay. Who wrote the Bible? And the first thing that pops up, let's see. Jews and Christians widely believe that Moses wrote the first 5 books in the Bible. Beginning with some medieval rabbis, however, doubts about this claim have been raised. So Jews and Christians widely believe. They widely believe? These are Jews and Christians. Are Jews God? Are Christians God? No, they're people. And they believe Moses wrote the first 5. I mean, I don't know what we're even doing here. Yo, Pastor Terry Jones, what are you doing here? You called for a trial and your book can't even speak. It can't even speak. I'm looking, writing from about 40 main contributors, about 40 people wrote the Bible. About 40. Some think Moses wrote some, and what is it saying here? As an obvious starting point, Moses could not have written Deuteronomy 34, 5 to 10, which speaks about his death. Damn. I mean, so the Jews and Christians who believe Moses wrote the 5 books, their belief is, I mean, what do you call it? What do you call it without sounding rude? Because, I mean, if Deuteronomy 34 and 5 is talking about his death, oh, come on. See, any real court, this is a mistrial. Straight up. There's nothing to work on here. But either way, we can continue anyways. We'll leave that out. We'll go ahead and, just because we're nice, we'll go ahead and continue. So we want to know, now we have the author of the Quran. We want to know now, okay, what is the point? What is the point of this Quran? The Bible's done. The Bible's done. There's no more with the Bible. So the Bible's out of the question. So Quran, let's continue to stand trial. Let's continue to test what you're all about. What are you for? What is your purpose? What is your purpose? What's your reason for coming about?
هذا بيان للناس وهدى وموعظة للمتقين ألم تر إلى الذين أوتوا نصيبا من الكتاب يدعون إلى كتاب الله ليحكم بينهم ثم يتولى فريق منهم وهم معرضون.
All right, again, we have another clear answer from the Quran. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to have a recess. This will be part 1. And after the recess, we'll continue into part 2, where we're going to challenge these answers and see if Pastor Terry Jones and his allegation about the Quran being so violent and destructive, we'll investigate that when we come back after the recess. And probably in part 2, we'll go ahead and bring back some more statements from the Bible, just so we're not completely excluding it. I know it's not fair. The book did come some 600 years, before the Quran did. So, I mean, it's got seniority, but, it's kind of a jumbled mess, this Bible. But, well, you know what? It's been around for a while, so we're going to bring it back in part 2.